purpose of a kettlebell pullover is to improve overhead range. So we're working on the ability of the lat to stretch while staying engaged and keeping a good core contraction. So a good connection between the core and the lat, which can be helpful through a lot of overhead activities, including strict press, pull-ups, military press, etc. This is something I personally put in my warm-up every day because it's the only thing that makes overhead feel comfortable. So for this, you're actually gonna bring your hands to the top portion of the kettlebell so that as your arms are straight, the kettlebell is gonna sit between your forearms. This is gonna allow you to get all the way to the ground without that kettlebell limiting your range of motion. So you're gonna lay completely flat. The goal here is to have a nice brace in your core. So if you set the kettlebell on your stomach, you should be able to flatten your back and keep this somewhat high because that muscle is going to contract and thicken as you brace appropriately. Whereas if you're hollowing, the kettlebell will sink down. So you want to make sure that kettlebell is nice and lifted. You're then going to hold the top portion of your kettlebell, keeping that brace, taking the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, come back. If your low back starts to come up at this point in your pullover, that's going to be your full range. And then as you continue to do this, the goal is that that range increases and your control of your core improves as well. Once this becomes easy, you can take the legs straight, still making sure we're having that good core brace, taking the kettlebell all the way overhead. Usually about 5 reps per set. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can use a plate. It's not going to be quite as effective, but it's still going to give similar benefits. So you're going to put your hands completely flat on the bottom of the plate, kind of like if you were doing a waiter's hold. You're going to take that plate all the way overhead, wrists are neutral at that full extension point. Again, keeping that brace through the core, taking the plate all the way over. You can again straighten the legs to increase the challenge.